Hey, there's a new way to clean out a water heater, and it's with the Turbo Tank Cleaner. This amazing new tool is engineered to quickly extract and transport massive amounts of sediment out of your gas or electric water heater. And here's how it works. The first thing you need to do is drain your tank and replace your tank's drain valve with the Turbo Tank Cleaner. This long kinked agitator is going to get shoved right up through all the sediment at the bottom of your tank, and then the tool is going to get screwed into place. Next, you'll attach a common garden hose like this right to the discharged end of the tool, and then you'll put a drill like this right on the shaft of the tool. Then you put the water back in your tank, and then while it is under full pressure and the water's still on, you'll start spinning the tool with the drill. This agitator is going to flop around inside the tank and stir up the sediment. The flow of water will sweep it right to the mouth of the tool, where it is met by an auger. The auger will bust it up, pull it inside, and prevent plugging. And once inside, the sediment goes into the grinding chamber and is ground up with the water, and it is extracted out through the garden hose to a remote disposal area. Okay, enough of that. Let's get started. These are the operating instructions for the Turbo Tank Cleaner, and the first thing it tells you to do is go to turbotankcleaner.com, and there is a wealth of information there about water heaters, how they work, all their different parts, and how to repair them and clean them. Then there's some safety and precautions. And first of all, you need to turn off the electrical power or the gas to your water heater before you start, and we've done that and verified that it is off. And then allow the scalding hot water to cool before starting. And then only use cordless drills or GFCI protected cords, to run your corded drills, and follow all electrical safety guidelines. And I'll show you that too. We've got a regular drill as well as a cordless one. And then never unscrew any drain valve or the tool or any plumbing fixture while it is under pressure, and that's kind of obvious. Then there's some notes and precautions, and the first one's on venting, and this is just stuff you need to know before you start. So whenever you're draining your tank or filling your tank, you need to vent it by opening up a nearby hot water faucet or the pressure relief valve to let air come in or out of your tank. Otherwise the water can't come in or out. Okay, then when you fill your tank, you want to make sure it is completely full until the water starts coming out the valve that you used for venting. And you never want to energize your water tank or turn the gas back onto it if you got a great big air pocket in here, because it's going to do some damage. Then another one is you don't want to put large amounts of sediment right down the sewer system, because some of these have a lot of sediment. I'm talking 5-10 gallons of sediment sometimes will come out of these water heaters, and that's just too much to be thrown down your sewer. And also the sediment is very rich in calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and it makes a good fertilizer, so there's no sense really wasting it. And then there's the last thing. It says it's possible to remove the drain valve and insert the tool without draining the tank, and it goes on a little bit. And since we're in this old dungeon and there's no floor drain, and I don't want to have to pack all the water out of here one bucket at a time, I'll be showing you this method, which is quite a bit faster. Okay, then there's tools needed. You need the Turbo Tank cleaning tool, which we got. I actually brought a couple of them. A cordless drill, a wrench for removing the drain valve. I brought a pipe wrench, and this drain valve has already been replaced, and someone put in a pipe nipple and a cap there, but normally there'd be a drain valve there. And you'll need a short hose for draining the tank. We're not going to really drain the tank. We're going to just start cleaning it. And so you need a garden hose and a bucket, to catch the slurry, and we've got a bucket outside. Okay. And now, operation of the Turbo Tank Cleaner tool. You turn off the power or gas, we did, and then you turn the cold water supply valve off to the water heater. And this is the cold water supply valve. It's stuck there, but we're going to shut off the supply water coming into the water heater. Okay. Now it's going to want us to drain the tank and everything. We're not really going to do that. But I do need to relieve that pressure. So I'm going to put a bucket in here and open up the pressure relief valve here at the top of the tank. And a little bit of water popped out, not very much. I probably didn't even need the bucket. Not very much. I'm going to go ahead and close this now. Now, the tank is unvented and depressurized. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this pipe nipple and put the tool in. Before I do that, I'm just going to put my drill on here right now, because I know that this tank is probably about halfway full of sediment. I'm sure that there's several broken off elements and other debris and stuff inside here. And I just want to be able to turn this a little bit while I shove up the snake up into the water heater. And this should be a good test. I think this water heater is going to be full of hard water buildup. The reason I can do this now is because air cannot get into the tank because it's unvented. And therefore water will not come out as long as it's unvented. I'm just going to do a quick change over here. We're going to lose some. It's going to be a little bit messy. There we go. That's completely full of sediment right there. And start shoving this thing in here. Yeah. Yeah, turn it just a little bit. So now I'm going to screw the tool into place. And you want to take your time. You want to make sure that you don't cross thread your tool or anything. There, it's screwed in. Now, I want to take this garden hose and I'm going to connect it to the discharge end of the tool here. I'm trying to get the kinks out of it. It kind of twisted the end of the hose up. And you don't want to have a bunch of kinks in the hose as you're doing it. I'll turn this back a little bit like this. Straighten this out a little bit like that. Should have got that on there. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the water back on. Okay, the tank is full of water. It's pressurized and water is shooting through the tool, running out the garden hose, and it's running outside to a bucket. Next, I'm going to start spinning this with the drill. And start spinning it, and immediately you can start seeing the sediment coming up out of the water heater. Why don't you get right up here, Ricky, and we can show them how the sediment's coming out. And then we can adjust this. You see the sediment coming out of the tool right now. And I'm actually just spinning it in reverse. The reason I'm spinning in reverse because there could be a whole bunch of debris inside the tank. And I just want the it going in reverse so the debris don't get stuck in the auger and jam it up, because we're going to go outside here in a minute. And I'm going to put this drill on. And let's see the end of that thing here. This drill I don't have to sit and hold. Let's see if I can get this done. Let's see, we'll just back in. That's all the faster you need to spin it. It doesn't have to be spun real fast. But I just want to do this so we don't have to hold it, and I can take you outside and show you what's coming through outside. All that sediment's coming right out the tool and going right out the garden hose. I just got a clamp right here. And you can see the sediment coming up through. And we've already got a bunch of sediment coming out of the tank right now. We're just going to let that run for a little bit. Still cleaning sediment out of the bottom of the water heater. You can see when you start to drill up and the agitator starts spinning, the sediment just starts streaming right out. I'm going in reverse right now. If you find that you can't get all the sediment to come out, you can always add a couple extra kinks in your snake, and that helps quite a bit to create more turbulence. It's really coming out real fast right now. Alright, this thing's been running now for, a good 5 or 10 minutes anyway. And we're kind of getting down to the end. Oh, that wasn't bit down real tight, but I'm going to run it back and forth a little bit. Here, run it forward direction. Okay, that'll sweep the tool to the right and get into maybe another pocket of sediment or flop. You see quite a bit more coming out. And then I think I'll sweep it the other way to the left again. There's still some coming out, but there's just not a lot left in there. Okay. I'm going to call that good, and I'm going to take the tool out. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to go up here to the top, and I'm going to turn the water back off. Okay, that's off. Now I'm going to take the garden hose off, and that garden hose is running uphill, so it's full of water and then a bucket of water, so it's going to want to siphon all that stuff right back down in here. So I'm going to pull this off and then stick it in a bucket. I'm going to pinch this off, I think. And then allow that water to siphon back down into that bucket. Okay. I'm going to pull my drill out. And then this one didn't really have a drain valve in it. This is the cap to the tool. I can put this cap on and I could just leave the tool in the water heater if I wanted, but I'm going to pull the tool out and replace it with this, which was in there before. Remember, the tank is unvented and the water's off. Okay, now I'm just putting this back in, and I'll tighten this up a little bit. We're done cleaning that water heater, and I want to see how much sediment we got out of it. Draining some of the water off it. This is how much sediment we got out of that water heater. That's a lot more than you'd ever get by flushing. Right there. It's all ground up sediment.